All right. What else do I have to do? I know I'm forgetting something.
Well, we're not live yet.
We're absolutely live.
What is it?
We're live.
Oh, and I mean the intro.
Us.
The intro thing is running.
No.
All right. Well, fuck it. Let's get it
Recording audio?
started. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I double checked everything.
I checked all of them too.
Just clap synced. Just feels like there's a vacuum right now. I'm
Did
not as
everyone
panicked
pray?
as I should be. Yeah. Can we pray?
Lord,
Please?
please
Did you
let
pay
this
your
podcast
rent
go well.
December 1st?
I did pay my rent.
Okay.
Stephanie
that's
didn't
not
pay
it.
me.
Oh, that's it then.
So I gotta go crack some
damn, like
knees.
a
Call her up right now live. Say you're on the air.
She's on an airplane.
Anyone ever go to like
And
a
you're in the air.
formal dinner or something where then they say like, all right, let us pray before the meal?
But you're the only one with your eyes open.
Well, yeah, I just go like this. I go, oh boy. I just make this face. This is my everyone else around me is praying face.
I can't see it, but I think I know it. I think I know it.
I always keep my eyes open just to see who's got their eyes open.
Yeah.
Spite.
And then I look at them.
Yeah.
Who needs saving here?
It was great at Dan's wedding. There was praying, and I opened my eyes, and James and Jake
Jake, our Jewish friend.
were all just staring
Yeah.
at each other.
I like to do this too. I go,
Really loud.
start eating.
Really loud too.
As loud as possible. Everybody, welcome to an insidious and offensive bowl of dude soup. You think you're eating one thing, but your kid is on the ground licking drips from something else.
Oh man.
It'll all make sense eventually. We're going to talk about Elsa-gate today. I'm your host and podcast MC, Lawrence Sontag. That title's going to get longer every week, so
Yeah,
get
you
ready.
change that every week too.
Yeah, because my job changes every week, Bruce. I'm like
No, it doesn't.
I'm a podcast chameleon.
That hasn't changed in 150 of these.
151
Oh, I'm
soon.
sorry. 151.
On that topic, I'm joined by child sex ring expert Bruce Green,
Hello. My name is Bruce.
Your Honor.
Disney's animated short Frozen adventure, Olaf's magical adventure expert James Willems.
They removed it because of my complaints.
Yeah,
That's right. I'm a
Expert
hero.
testimony got it removed.
I'm saving everyone who hasn't seen Coco yet, but will.
Forensics expert, but primarily in regards to gunshot wounds of cartoon characters, Adam Kovic. Yeah.
Hey, I'm good. I was gonna say I want to be the other woman from Frozen, but I can't remember anyone else.
Anna.
Other than, is it Anna?
On
It's all Hans Christian Andersen. It's all
up.
of their names split up.
I want to be
So there's
Olaf.
Hans. There's like
Who's Christian?
There's like Christian or something is the elk,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and then Anna, and then Elsa.
And then Olaf expert Elise Willems. Hey, Elise.
Oh wait, I'm the Olaf expert.
Yeah, you are.
Why can't I just be Olaf?
Wait, so I'm the expert of Olaf films, but she's the expert of Olaf.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you guys have all sorted it out. This podcast is brought to you by two sponsors, Blue Apron and Movement Watch. As you can go to movement.com/dudesoup to get a watch for $95. It includes a free strap and free shipping, and it sends in an elegant gift box that may or may not have anything to do with the holidays coming up. And then you can also get a free meal from Blue Apron by going to blueapron.com/soup. Your first dinner for free. Hear more about those offers later. We're playing, Jesus Christ, what is the name of this game? Also,
It's right there, the Game
getting
Paradise.
Weird. Yeah, it's got, hold on, what is it called? Game Tengoku Cruisin' Mix, I believe. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's like a remaster of,
it's just like
Boku
smut
no.
fantasy fulfillment.
Yeah,
I
why?
mean, give it a minute. Hold on.
All right.
Boom.
Yep, there it is.
What, I think it's the same character, except in the remaster, she got a lot more jiggly.
Can you play with a controller?
Yes, you can.
Oh, good.
I've tested that.
And
this
one
week.
hand.
Who wants to play
Give it to me. I'll do it.
It's a game parody shoot 'em up, Bruce. And
Great.
you have to hold down right bumper instead of tapping A to shoot, because then it'll
All
auto fire
right.
for you. All right.
That's got
Yeah, that horrendous shrieking is gonna get real fun. Luckily, you guys don't have to deal with that, because I've recently, after 150 episodes, figured out that when people were saying, "Hey, it's really annoying to hear video game sounds," I was like, maybe it's really annoying to hear video game sounds. Finally listened. We're talking about Elsa-gate today. You may have heard about it on the internet, but perhaps you don't know what it is, or you wonder why people are all tossed up about it. We did touch on it briefly in a podcast about a month ago.
You can turn that down.
You sure, Bruce?
I'm positive.
You don't like that guy?
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely
high-pitched
positive.
screaming.
100%.
Yeah, it's real cute. It's real cute, and everyone loves it. See, look at that. You're shooting things in an arcade.
I want to do this.
You're having fun. Everyone's
Why
having
would
fun.
you tap the button instead of just holding
So
it?
everyone's upset
Yeah.
about the short Frozen film before Coco.
Yeah, that's what this
the
is all
problem?
about. That's what this is all
All right,
about.
Good. I'm not gonna go see Coco until they take that shit out.
They did.
December 8th.
Yeah, I'm waiting until December 8th.
Good for you, Adam.
I'm a hero.
You're the man I wish I could have been.
I'm boycotting that film.
So Elsa-gate is we brought it up in relation to the YouTube algorithm and how YouTube is growing increasingly run by machine learning, and it's just like robots programming robots and then that content eventually makes its way to humans, and we try and apply certain patterns to it that, we don't have the complete story, and it gets weird. It gets exceptionally weird when it comes to children's content, because children have a number of factors about them that are different than how adults consume content. I'll get to that in a bit. They are stupid, but they're also primal. They have short attention spans. And most worryingly, parents tend to leave their kids with a tablet and just let them consume whatever content they want in whatever volume or whatever order they want. And that has interesting implications as far as AI is concerned and how YouTube's recommendation engine is concerned. Anyway, we'll get on to it. And I'll have a brief history rundown. So here's a brief summary, and it's actually much more complicated than this, but luckily we have a whole hour to talk about it. So this is via the Elsa-gate subreddit, because of course there's a subreddit. Quote, Elsa-gate is the phenomenon on YouTube of reoccurring themes, animations, and context of inappropriate topics in videos on several channels available and targeted at kids. Those videos often feature Spider-Man, Frozen Elsa, Joker, Mickey Mouse, and other characters popular with kids. The two big sides of Elsa-gate are whether or not this entire situation is an unintended consequence of how YouTube prioritizes and recommends videos and how kids consume videos, or if it is holy shit, this fucking video game is intense.
You can also turn it down.
Absolutely not.
All the way?
It only goes up, Bruce.
No, all the way. You can go down all the way.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the high-pitched screaming Japanese girl is a good conversation enhancer.
Well, I'm wondering if the high-pitched Japanese screaming girl is going to immediately Elsa-gate this video.
Yeah, I know.
That was part of the reason that I chose this. The other reason being there is nothing new to play this week.
I think it'd be funny if I was a lawyer. I'd be like, hold on, I'm going to give you some advice. Continue, please tell me your problems. No, please pay attention.
Oh yeah, the lack of attention span is another factor. But all right, so the two sides to the Elsa-gate discussion or investigation, whatever you want to call it, are these videos being intentionally made to mass manipulate an entire generation of people? Is there a conspiracy, or is it just incidental based on how YouTube's monetization and recommendation engine works?
Well, wasn't that, we were watching that one video series, right? That was like, it was very kid friendly, and then people were making like 4chan versions of it that were kind of
Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
Is a big one.
And now
And then there's the Finger
Pig.
Family song is another big one.
Right, yeah. Maybe you weren't here, Bruce, but it was a super family friendly sort of content, and then it was something where people could just easily, like, I think Lawrence, you were saying it's like just made by a robot, right?
Could be, yeah. So, and that's part of the investigation. There's a lot of internet Columbos out there, and I don't say that entirely disparagingly, because it's like any conspiracy, it can be tough. You don't know where the crazy line is drawn, or where your brain is seeing patterns where there aren't any.
So what do we think the conspiracy is? Like, who's gaining from this is what I'm asking.
A lot of people are making a shitload of money. There's a lot of monetized views that are basically like kids are basically bot farms for these views.
Okay,
that are
got it.
earning specific channels a lot of monetized views.
Where
So
it's like a cartoon character shooting another one in the head and fucking it.
kind of,
thing.
well, yeah. I mean, so that's in the extreme minority of what this content is, because there's a lot of innocuous content that kids consume, and that's still a lot of money. But let me give you guys a brief history here. Hopefully this will go by quickly. So in February 2015, Google introduces the YouTube Kids app. The idea being that all the content on this app will be pre-screened programmatically, not manually, to be safe for kids, and that you can turn off search with it. So essentially, you can have a tablet that's running YouTube Kids, give it to a child, and then be confident that they're only going to watch child-appropriate content.
Yeah.
Man, that's like China internet.
Kind of, yeah.
That's cool.
But for
That's
kids.
like Netflix Kids. It's curated
Yep.
content for
Well,
children. It's
so
fine.
I could be wrong, but
Is
Netflix
it?
Kids is manually curated. YouTube Kids is not.
So this is, oh yeah, so that, just really quick, Lawrence, I think this sort of speaks to the same thing we constantly say about YouTube, which is, even when they say manual review for monetization, like when a video gets demonetized on YouTube, it gets demonetized and then you can request an appeal for a manual review. And when you request an appeal for a manual review, you're assuming a person, actually looks at that video and says, oh, we should monetize this, or, oh, never mind, we shouldn't monetize this. Our theory is that even when you request a manual review, a lot of the times it's still a robot doing that. And so then,
Just a more,
sorry, go ahead.
It's a more human robot.
Could be, yeah.
Like he has like a suit and tie on.
A different set of criteria. Yeah, so the way that the YouTube Kids apps worked in the past is that programmatic filters would determine if a video is safe for kids. And then if it's flagged by somebody, then a human would review it. And if it got reviewed, it would be age-gated, which means it can't show up in the YouTube Kids app. That also means that certain ads can't run on it. All right, so Kids app introduced in February 2015. By May 2015, certain watch groups were already started to say there's something very wrong here. Let's see here. Let me click through real quick to see the name of the advocacy group. The Campaign for a Commercial-Free Childhood and the Center for Digital Democracy on Tuesday stepped up their criticism of the site. So this is via today.com. And this was published in May 2015. Stepped up the criticism of the site, saying that it is rife with content unsuitable for children. So basically, two watchdog groups said, "Hey, you launched this YouTube Kids app. We took a look, and there's a lot of stuff on here that kids shouldn't be watching." In 2015, Google issued the statement, quote, "We work to make the videos in YouTube Kids as family-friendly as possible, and we take feedback very seriously. We appreciate the people drawing problematic content to our attention and make it possible for anyone to flag a video. Flagged videos are manually reviewed 24/7, and any videos that don't belong in the app are removed. For parents who want a more restricted experience, we recommend they turn off search." That was essentially their statement at the time. We review it if you flag it, and if you turn off search, it's less likely that your kid will find a problem video. So they were pretty dismissive of it. I say they're pretty dismissive of it back in 2015. All right, skipping up to 2016, there is another article ran in today on today.com. And this is like increasing in severity. So like Mickey Mouse, there's something called the Family Finger Song. It's very popular with kids' videos, but it's just like a nursery rhyme about your fingers.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. I was like, that's gonna go to a dark place.
No, not
fast.
that. No, but no. In this version, Mickey Mouse is with a family of other Mickey Mouses, and as he's counting off the fingers, he's shooting them in the head. And this is a
Nice.
video that showed up on YouTube Kids.
On YouTube Kids?
Yes. And then YouTube issued the comment again, quote, "We appreciate people drawing problematic content to our attention." Same statement, actually, so I don't think that's a new one. Anyway, so that it was again a problem in 2016. Concerned parents. There were like testimonials from mothers and parents and families of saying, "This is kind of messed up, and I didn't know my kid was seeing this stuff."
Yeah.
Okay, so now we
Be a
enter
better
the-
parent. Sorry, that's my answer.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
is it-
easy answer.
Well, here's my thing though. I will give the parents the benefit of the doubt in this one because
They say.
they notice and then they say something and then I can only assume that those parents are no longer allowing their kids to go onto YouTube Kids. I
yeah.
bet there's not many like dual complaints. Like I'm back
yeah.
again and I'm noticing this again. You know,
Maybe.
they're probably warning for the next parent. But
So here's the where we're entering the dawn of Elsa-gate, basically when a larger group of people become aware of this and start to wonder if there's something thoroughly insidious going on here, or if it's just unintended consequences of YouTube's algorithms. So in July 25, 2017, now we're this year. The Atlantic posted a story titled "The Algorithm That Makes Preschoolers Obsessed with YouTube," and this is not so much about Elsa-gate itself, but more or less talking about the mentality of a toddler and how that interacts with YouTube's ecosystem. And it's really actually fascinating, and this is kind of what plays into Elsa-gate's creation. So toddlers are starved for control, and they have no attention span. Because they're largely not allowed to make decisions. It's like you don't get to choose what you eat, you don't get to choose where you go or when you sleep, but you're kind of old enough to be frustrated at that, even if you don't know how to say it in words. So YouTube, an interactive experience like that is... The mental effects of that haven't been studied yet. So this article is more about how this shit is like crack cocaine to a small child. If you can watch a series of very bright, colorful, expressive videos, and the rate that you want and the amount that you want, repeated as many times as you want, to the extent that like other generations have had it, like maybe you had a DVD you watched over and over again when you were a kid, or a favorite movie, a Disney movie, something like that.
I'll one up what all these kids have to deal with.
Have to deal with.
Well, we had a VHS copy of like, I don't know, there was like a Bugs Bunny or something on it, right? But what we didn't know was at the end of the tape, someone had recorded pornography.
No,
Oh, no.
Like someone's parent. And we got to the end, and it was like Hustler TV or something like that, or something like whatever the 80s had.
Okay.
Maybe Playboy or something, but it was just like a woman flashing her badge or whatever. And as like a 4-year-old, we're like, what the hell is this? And like, I don't know, did that traumatize me? Probably.
I mean, maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
Well,
I
how
don't
old
know.
were you when you saw that?
Must have been like 5.
So this is even talking about kids that are like 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
Which
Well,
not
yeah,
to discount.
Gotta get them younger now.
Well, and Adam, you may be onto something with that. So, and I promise this is important, or it will be in the long run, because this article talks about how kids' brains react to that environment. Quote. Let's see here. Kids watch the same kinds of videos over and over. Video makers take notice of what's most popular, then mimic it, hoping that kids will click on their stuff. When they do, YouTube's algorithm takes notice and recommends those videos to kids. Kids keep clicking on them, keep being offered more of the same, which means video makers keep making those kinds of videos, hoping kids will click. So, kind of like we've noticed, sometimes YouTube can become its own propagation engine, where because something hits, everyone makes that video, thus increasing the traffic on that kind of video, thus making it more of a hit.
I guess the thing is, imagine if whatever adult taped pornography on there put it specifically after Looney Tunes,
Right.
because they knew you would see it,
Right.
and then you'd watch it again because every single time you watch that VHS, they get money for it.
What?
Yeah.
And
That makes it way more insidious
And
than
then
just
that
some dude
VHS
accidentally leaving a VHS lying around.
And then that gets recommended to other kids in increasing volume.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
Adam keeps
then
watching.
imagine a robot takes that VHS and goes, "Whoa, I can just recreate this."
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then a robot recreates that over and over and over
Will
and
the
over.
robot be my new best friend?
That article also calls out the issue that there aren't humans curating this content. So unlike past situations where like your parent had to rent a tape for you,
Here, I'll play it.
just hold on right bumper. You know, I gotta hit the button all the time.
I just can't see behind your
Oh
phone.
yeah, you're too far away. Yeah, that's a big issue. Okay, so now November 4th, Elsa-gate's basically in full swing, or rather, people have noticed that this is a trend and that these videos are doing a lot of views, and that there is a seemingly crafted force behind it. That there is something shoving these videos out, and that there is a intelligent process by which these videos are made and curated. Like the titles are just combinations of strings of words that work. The content of the videos is just reconstitutions of things that work. It's kind of this weird Ouroboros of content. Some of it getting very graphic and disturbing. All right, so this is November 4th. New York Times. On YouTube Kids, startling videos slip past filters. So it's starting to get mainstream attention, and this is the first time YouTube actually does anything about it, or acknowledges it in any major way. Quote, parents and children have flocked to Google-owned YouTube Kids since it was introduced in early 2015. The app's more than 11 million weekly viewers are drawn by its seemingly infinite supply of clips, including those from popular shows by Disney and Nickelodeon. Blah, 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 blah. Skipping down, parents are encouraged to report inappropriate videos, which someone at YouTube manually reviews, he said. He being Malik Ducard, YouTube's global head of family and learning content. He noted that in the past 30 days, quote, less than 0.005% of the millions of videos viewed in the app were removed for being inappropriate. We strive, he added, to make that fraction even lower.
How many total videos were there? I missed that number. They say?
No. Like total kids videos?
Yeah.
I don't know that you could put a number on that.
That's kind of the thing I always like to know about YouTube, because they deal in volume.
The volume, yes.
You know?
That's a
But
big
even-
part of it.
Isn't the thing though, when you have a system like this, even if one
Yes.
gets by, you go, well, it was a good ride.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because then you're like, because
With kids.
it's kids. Yeah, it's like there really is no second chance. Like Nickelodeon, with us growing up, or Cartoon Network or anything, could not have aired,
Right.
a Leatherface film or something. Go, oops, sorry, it got past the filter. And
Yep.
be like,
No, and-
they would have been shut the fuck down.
And even then, there were episodes of specific shows that post-air were never aired again because they had such
Oh, yeah.
blowback.
The
from-
Simpsons one where he
You know,
falls down the canyon.
Not even Simpsons. I feel like there were episodes of Scooby-Doo and stuff that
wow.
had like drug illusions and things like that that later
Ren and Stimpy's a good example.
received blowback. Flintstones was so risque when it first came out. Like there were episodes that just never aired again because
Barney's
parents. Yeah.
So since it started getting some pretty severe attention, YouTube actually changed their policies a bit. Published on November 22nd, they outlined their steps that they were going to go through, and one of those affected us personally. Actually, we had a demo disc?
It was a demo disc with we played, I think, a Frozen Flash game
A few of them.
where I can't remember. Did we dress her up? She was pregnant. I know that Anna or Elsa, one of the two, was pregnant. Anna.
There's also like hand repair.
Oh yeah, we had
Yeah.
to pull all that shit out of her.
And that's when we discovered like Jack Frost is in all those games for some reason, even though I don't think he's an actual character.
So
He
it
is.
wasn't.
He's in that one movie where the Guardians, or Defenders of the Guardians, or something.
oh, it's a different franchise?
Yeah.
God, kids are weird.
To be clear, that video, those Flash games were not sexual in nature. They're just weird.
Yeah.
But probably when we
maybe
looked at
They're also kind of violent.
Yeah,
they are kind of violent.
Violence is a big issue too.
When we looked at Rule 34, I'm pretty sure that's probably what did that.
Maybe.
So,
But either way, it was Elsa on the front, and it's like it was just called Frozen and Pregnant.
Yep.
I could see a kid seeing that and going, but that should just be flagged as sorry. This is
Theoretically, it gets
you know.
age gated, then it never shows up on the YouTube
right.
Kids app.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the same situation with like Adult Swim. You know, it's like kids shouldn't be stumbling into Adult Swim. You know.
So here are the major concerns about if you were to dive into the idea, and it is fairly substantiated based on like the waves in which this content is made, the manner in which it's made, the similarities between all the content. You could, I mean, there are people who make fairly convincing cases that this is an orchestrated effort to program an entire generation of human beings.
what?
Yes, with the following techniques. So there is grooming, wherein essentially you desensitize a child to sexual acts, so they're more okay with being sexually trafficked.
Jesus.
There's learned helplessness, and these are all like techniques performed by cult leaders or people that torture. These are like things you do to humans to change the way they think. Learned helplessness is if you subject someone, kind of like Clockwork Orange style, if you subject a human to a series of traumatic events when they have no ability to react, when they experience those events in the future and they do have an ability to react, it's more likely they will do nothing.
Oh, okay.
So if you expose someone to violence and sexual acts with
just shut down.
YouTube, where they're just sitting there and they take it in passively, it's more likely that they'll do that later in life. You can normalize inappropriate behavior, which is essentially just making the shocking seem less shocking by exposure. This is out there. So the subreddit also pointed to something called color programming, which is something cult leaders do a lot, which is like, we are blue, the path is blue, you want to be blue. There's a lot of that kind of thing in these kids' videos. There's associations with colors. There was repetitions of colors. There's associating colors with certain behaviors and certain images. So
I would say though, isn't that just sort of in line with how we all kind of grew up with school, where they're like
children's programming in general.
2 + 2 is 4.
Right, yeah.
Well, thanks, Barney. But you purple dinosaur.
But that was all done. That was all done with oversight. Like that was done with actual humans watching and making sure that there were no accidental problems going on.
Right.
This is the Wild West, and it in the past at least relied on viewer reports to curate. So a lot of that stuff could get through without anyone even knowing. And then kids would watch it en masse, the YouTube algorithm would bump it up. And now you have millions of kids watching this thing without a single human being knowing what's going on. So that's kind of the concern. So there's all those theories versus the idea that this is either AI cannibalizing AI to make money, or human beings just sort of trying to predict the YouTube algorithm and make money off of it. So that's kind of what Elsa-gate is and what it is now. YouTube has cracked down on it. They've removed videos. They've changed their policies a little bit. They announced 5 steps they were taking to sort of collaborate with other groups.
It'd be nice if we could put our video back up, because it had like 2 million views.
That'd be nice.
And just not call it Frozen and not put Frozen on the thumbnail. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's weird. Bruce was saying, like, it's just gone.
Literally just gone.
They didn't unlist it. They didn't like private it. It's just gone.
It's in the video manager, meaning like the thing where you publish a video on the Funhaus YouTube channel on the back end, but there's no way to bring it back up, and I can't even really click on it or anything. It's not even a link. It's just dead.
Yeah.
Well, it'd also be nice if we could uncheck something on our end that says, do not show this on
To
YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
Are we, Bruce, I don't know for sure, but if we wanted to, when we uploaded a video, could we already age-gate it ourselves?
Yes.
There'd be no reason to.
You can say age-gate this, and yeah, absolutely.
Was that video age gated?
I believe it was age-gated. It got
I'm
age-gated
pretty
a while
sure it was.
back.
That was a long. Just maybe this is a peek behind the curtain, but yeah, with dudes with demo disc specifically, we had to walk a really fine line with that show to get it not age gated, which is essentially how much of the porn can we show.
Well, a lot of blur, yeah.
Yeah.
But even that, like, I feel like we still get in trouble for implied.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's like, it's really funny how far censorship has come, because now censorship is almost risque, and it's like, ooh, they bleeped that word. They can't show that. Like, but we bleeped it.
Yeah, no, it's still on YouTube again.
Yeah.
This is up to like whether or not the robot catches it.
It's pretty far-reaching news. Even like SNL Weekend Update had a joke about Elsa-gate.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't hear it, but I saw the graphic.
I saw references.
Told.
This is I mean, like YouTube again and again and again, we sort of like this entire year, I feel like the theme of this year for YouTube is to hire more people. Like, just hire more humans that can actually curate this content.
They can't.
And that's the thing, is that I know they can try, though, and they can do better than they've been doing, and I think they are.
They would operate at a loss.
Well, and that's sort of the catch, is that they have to figure out how to run a business that way. Because right now, it's suffering like a lot.
The beast is too big for them.
Bubbles burst.
And the bubbles burst, exactly. So they need to figure out a way to hire enough people. I know, like, we can always say, there won't be enough because, of course, there are billions of hours of content on YouTube. But the more people you hire, the better you're going to get at this. I do know for a fact that there are farms, like basically farms of...
like where my dog went when I was 6.
He's very happy.
Your dog
I know.
is screening videos on YouTube right now.
They could turn into those. There are farms of, like, basically people that they've outsourced to watch content on Facebook. Now, I know that there are a few I had heard about in Phoenix and things like that were just... hundreds of people sitting at computers clicking no, yes, no, yes, no on Facebook content, because Facebook's doing the same thing right now. I don't know if they're ahead of YouTube on that. Probably not.
By my perception, they're equal with YouTube.
Yeah.
Only on that front, because they see the problems YouTube's going through right now.
Exactly.
So they're trying to scale up.
They're learning from the YouTube problems and sort of employing their own farms. I'm pretty sure YouTube is doing the same thing. I'd be very surprised if they weren't. And that's why I think that sometimes it's a manual review, a literal manual review, but still that person is working like a robot. But they're just like, all they see is the word fetish, and they get demonetized.
Yes.
When
There's no subjectivity to it.
Right, exactly. No one's watching the video.
Yeah.
They just see the word fetish and go, well, it's bad.
It could be an educational video of like fetish explained.
Right.
And like it could be the most kid-friendly thing, but
Or like, I've got a fetish for ice cream. I love ice cream.
Yeah. And
Rubbing it on my dick.
I'm using I'm using that as an example only because we just uploaded a video that we had fetish in the title. It got demonetized immediately, literally hit right away. And we changed the title, requested a review, and they said no. So, so it was like anything like that. Once it gets tagged, then whether or not it's a robot somewhere or an actual human, I don't think either one of them is working as well as expected.
I guess we should just do more research on pornography websites and whatever they have as tags.
Oh, yeah.
Like
not use them.
fisting, what is it? Cum dumpster,
DVDA,
cream pie. These are all like things we can't use.
And I love putting cream pie in titles.
I'd be curious if they at least did a thing where they created a system where those that wanted to play ball fairly could go there and do it. So instead of YouTube Kids, that ain't working because they don't want to put a leash on the beast, right? Why don't you do a YouTube Adults?
Yep. Adults win.
And we can go, all right, well, post our videos here, and we want to do it here. This is where we want our videos to live.
Yep.
Theoretically, that's Pornhub.
Well, no. Then advertisers buy into YouTube Adults.
Yeah.
They buy into the Adult Swim version of YouTube because they know what they're getting.
And it's like
After
you
Dark.
could this way
YouTube
at least
After
when
Dark,
you
exactly.
set off the beast or whenever you do your change to the algorithm that's supposed to fix things which never does. At least it doesn't hurt the people who are at least trying to play by the rules.
Yeah.
But nothing about the system, and sorry, I don't mean to sound too contrarian. I'm sort of just diagramming out how that would play in my head.
Right, no, think about it, yeah.
No matter what, somebody's gonna exploit the system. If there's more ad money in kid content, they'll say, "Oh no, this is kid content," and lie out of their fucking mouth. There's no reason to compel people to opt out of money just for good faith. You know what I mean?
If there's more money in kid content, then they should focus their business strategy around putting more money into making sure kid content is kid content.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, like, the responsibility shouldn't be ours to fix their shit.
Yeah. I'm not 100% for manual curation of online content that's on demand, but when it comes to kids stuff, maybe take the Netflix approach and just hire a director of programming. Goes, all right, I've got a team of 200 people. Their job is to scour all the things that have been submitted, and we will curate every day. I mean, they'll program like a TV station, but instead of having to, license content, they're getting it for free.
Maybe YouTube does introduce some kind of subscription model where if you're paying into actually financially supporting YouTube and paying a monthly fee to utilize it as a service, you're going to get more one-on-one personal human
Well, then they're running
attention to
their
your
own network.
videos. Then they're running their own network. But
that's
I
what
mean,
Red is already.
desperate times, if their model is on the verge of collapse, they might just have to introduce like we may have to start paying YouTube as a service as a platform to support our videos.
Maybe. I can only imagine, given how paranoid people already are about preferential treatment on YouTube, if YouTube were to introduce an explicit preferential treatment program, they would catch so much hell over that.
I mean, it does go against everything that was the basis of the original invention, which was YouTube. You can be on the tube. Anybody can do it.
Turns out humans are monsters.
The rules have changed over 15 years or whatever. It's not sustainable, obviously. So I don't know. I don't know how they're going to make it work.
Yeah, it's a really interesting problem. There were like two things that could never happen for YouTube to keep working. One was that a big sponsor could not appear on an ad for terrorism, and then that happened. And the other is you cannot show explicit content to kids, and now that's happening, or it has been for a while. So, I tend to think, and this is anecdotal, but based on my experience with YouTube and my experience with the human race and my experience with the computers, to me this all feels like certain people found a way to make money, and they didn't care to think about the morality of it. They're just like, oh, I can make money just by... Like, everyone wants a turnkey way to make money. Everybody wants to just come into the office, turn a crank, and walk out with a paycheck. That's what every, like, get-rich-quick scheme is based on. Fucking, like, buying and selling, short-selling stocks.
The Winklevoss, Bitcoin billionaires.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, and that's essentially what this has become. You don't have to care about the content. You don't have to think. There's no creativity involved. It's just mishmash all these phrases that you see, crank out 500 videos a week because there's no creativity in them, and then make some cash, and you can do it all by yourself.
You're also kind of describing the MCM model, which
Exactly,
is
yes.
like just sign them up. It's like, did you look at their content? And they're like, nope. Hold on,
still looked at their numbers.
Yeah, but look at that number. That's a good number. Like, right, but is the content good? Doesn't matter. It's free money, baby. And like,
It's like if you walked into a bank, and I'm not saying this wouldn't happen, but if you walked into a bank and you're like, I'd like a $10 million loan, and they're like, well, what kind of assets do you have as capital? And you open up a duffel bag, and you're like, I have $1 million in cash. And they're like, well, that sounds like you got money. Good. Not counting the fact that you had just robbed the armored truck outside with the cash.
Or I guess it would be more of like a photo of your $1 million.
Oh,
and go, see? Proof right there. Look at the numbers.
I mean, at the very least, YouTube can look at the back of Olaf vids and go, they have made this much in ad revenue.
Well,
but
it was always, that's how it always was whenever there was a TrueView video, whenever there was like an ad deal, and we're like, why does this video have 4 million views and 3 comments?
4 million and it was always like 4 million flat plus like 530. And then
like
maybe
200 2.5 thumbs up, 4 thumbs down. Like, it's funny how like, and I think people eventually caught on because those sales things go through. Go, look at the number. Well, the number's great, but then I think people got upset when like, no, you got to do work.
What? Well, I think because the game there was you sell a video before it's been made to a brand, and you say, hey brand, we're gonna get you 4 million views, no problem. And then you negotiate the deal such that you know that you have, like, you shortchange the production, so you have the cash sitting around to TrueView it if you need to.
Yeah.
So it's a shit video that wasn't hard to make, and you just buy the views. You tell the client who's too dumb to know what TrueView is, hey, look, you got your 4 million views, and then you just cash the check. So it's in some ways it's the same kind of shell game that I've seen happen in front of my eyes. That seems like it's this. Some dude in fucking India doesn't give a flying fuck what this kid might see. He doesn't even know what the kid might see because he's got a render farm that's just auto-cranking these videos out.
Yeah.
And since the algorithm has determined that kids like taboo topics like violence, and I mean, I remember being a toddler, I wanted to see everything bad. That was until the Lord Jesus Christ were so drilled into my head that I realized it was a sin. But it makes sense to me that toddler viewing habits would tell YouTube that toddlers want to see this kind of video because they're shocked by it, and then in turn that enters the sort of Ouroboros of the digital centipede of content. So then more and more videos with shocking content get made because that's what people click on and watch to the end. So I don't know. It seems like a self-created problem, and not to excuse YouTube, but to me it does kind of seem like there's no way they could have seen it coming, but they definitely have to be responsible for it being here.
It's sort of like. This, I'm not saying this is a solution or anything, but it's like this sort like YouTube kind of saying like this is how you would like end the war on drugs. It's like people want it, give it to them. In fact, create a system that gives them more of it. So it's like we have like imagine if like the U.S. government in the 1980s with Pablo Escobar came out, they're like, we have discovered that humans love cocaine. We are now a cocaine country.
Yeah.
God damn it, this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of sparkles going on.
But it's like, but someone go like, isn't cocaine bad? Like, you don't want to play
take a
this.
shift?
No, you're doing a great job.
You don't want to play this.
It's fine. But yeah.
Oh shit, we got to do an ad read.
Yeah, we do.
sorry.
I was waiting for a somewhat of a conclusion, but
Let's talk about cocaine.
well, speaking of you know what's more addictive than cocaine? Good food,
That's true.
like the kind that comes to you through Blue Apron. And since Blue Apron is such a recurring and dedicated sponsor of this podcast, thank you for that. Kind of went through all the talking points a while ago, so it's time for another episode of Cooking with Lawrence, wherein I share with you my hard-wrought lessons about life, love, and cooking. It's Eat, Pray, Love, essentially, in a convenient 90-second ad read. So, okay. This time, nearly every recipe with Blue Apron requires that you, like, pat off meat with paper towel and then salt and pepper both sides.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I being dedicated to hygiene like I am, it took a while for me to find a good system. And here's my system. And maybe you guys can
Is this part of the ad read?
yeah.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about. I made
The
steak.
whole ad.
I did
I
the
did
Blue
Oh,
Apron
I
steak
made the
thing
steak
last night.
too. And I had no problem with the paper towel
No.
and the salt and
Hold
pepper.
on, I want to hear. Maybe
Yeah,
he's going to
gosh, you
save
guys-
us time.
You guys are
Maybe,
dragging out the
I'm
ad read
curious.
here.
I'm
You
invested.
drag out the ad
He's going to
read.
say something
No
like
offense.
he uses the same towel every week.
Yeah, every time. It doesn't even bend anymore. It's great. No, so I basically remove the meat from the packaging, put it on the So I'll cut the packaging open, have a wad of paper towels in my other hand, and then I sort of pour out the blood and meat juices and stuff. Then I
Right.
deposit it onto the paper towel, and then I put the packaging in the sink because I rinse it before I put it in the trash. You don't want decomposing blood in your trash
Right,
can.
I know.
So then I pat it off. Good. Drop it onto the plate when it's already dry. Wash my hands. Okay, now here's the thing. Then I have a meat hand and a shaker hand. And that way you isolate the contaminants.
So you're just keeping track of which hand you use. to
Exactly,
touch the
Bruce.
Okay.
Going back to ancient Roman times, the left hand is the dirty
meat.
hand.
That's all you had to do.
So I'm salting and I'm peppering with my right hand, and then I flip with my left, and I salt and pepper.
all you
And I
do is
pat.
The left is the dirty hand, then wouldn't you want it not touching the meat?
Huh? No, it becomes the dirty hand. It's designated dirty hand.
So it's
the meat
designated.
hand.
It's meat hand. It's not dirty hand. It's meat hand.
meat hand.
I mean,
Good story,
he did
meat
just
hand.
specify left hand as dirty hand.
You could also
and said it
get
touches the meat
a.
Glove.
You could get tongs
But then you
because you're going to have to flip the meat on the pan anyway, and you're not going to want to use your hand
Then the meat doesn't taste like you.
that's true.
I just washed my hands.
or wash your hands. Sometimes what I do is I keep a
Holy
stream of warm water going, so that way I
Ah.
can easily get under
Wash it.
soap, and then get under again and be done with it.
Nice.
Sorry,
technique.
go ahead, Lawrence.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cooking with Lawrence.
Is
These
that
are
the
meant to
end
be
of Blue
underwhelming,
Apron?
by the way.
You think you can get Blue Apron to like put that on the front page?
So here's the
Or,
trick.
Like,
Okay.
Lawrence's
Here's it. Hold
tips.
on. Here's
Well,
the trick.
now here's the real takeaway.
Oh.
Okay.
Here's the problem. My girlfriend likes like a grinder instead of a shaker because she likes larger chunks of pepper and salt. Don't do that. Not in the meaty phase, because so you just wash your hands, right? They're going to be a little slick. You get a sheer plastic grinder. You're grinding. It catches on one peppercorn. That thing's going to fly right out of your hand. So be careful of that.
Oh, I see what
Never
you're saying.
happens.
I've
I grind
never had
all
that.
of it. Never always and always.
There's one time where I was grinding with a pepper shaker, and one caught in the grinder, flipped it out of my hand, it banged on the table, it broke the grinder part, a shard of plastic flew into the food as it was cooking.
Here's
So,
the ad.
save your food.
Okay, here's the ad read. Blue Apron makes cooking so easy that Lawrence can somehow manage it.
And there you go. So thank you, Blue Apron, for sponsoring this podcast. Where they've got a special deal for you. You can get your first dinner for free. That's a $30 value by going to blueapron.com/soup. Blueapron.com/soup. It's a box service. They send you ingredients all portioned out. You cook them according to recipe cards, and you get your first one for free. $30 value. Blueapron.com/soup. Thank you for your sponsorship, Blue Apron. I don't know if you guys.
I had it today for lunch.
There you go.
That steak thing.
It's
Oh,
a-
did
My
you
name
think
is
this
Elise,
soy
but-
steak?
Yeah. Oh, I think it was so good.
That
Blue
sauce.
Apron
They
Nation.
should call it me soy steak.
You should work for Blue Apron.
Oh, thanks, Jim.
I should
Nice.
point
I
out, he
like that a lot.
pointed back at me and said that steak thing.
Huh?
He went, that
What the fuck is going on here?
Oops.
This is some real Elsa-gate shit.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
There's a girl who was chained to a briefcase that another girl is
So
carrying.
we solved it, or
I don't know. I think we saved Elsa World.
Little fella.
So
well,
that is
It's
in
not
essence the
moving.
history and current state of Elsa-gate. The Elsa-gate subreddit actually has put together some pretty impressive timelines of the channels that have made this kind of content and what's happened to them and how they perform. If you want, you can back out to the main menu and look at some one on the right. Sorry, hit. You might have to. Hits. There you go. There you
Perhaps
go.
if you spoke kanji.
So you can go arcade mode plus. You can look at that HD data. It's all up to you, man. It's a playground of your choosing.
What's data?
It's like
I don't care. Okay. Go ahead.
just. So I don't know. Do you guys have any more questions or takeaways about Elsa-gate? It is kind of, for me, it's a milestone of a new generation. We're going to be dealing with in 10 years. We're going to be dealing with human beings that were raised in this way.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. It's happening right now.
It's weird. I hear this over and over and over from different generations, which is always like, oh, this generation's the worst.
Sure.
And I mean, like, they're more desensitized to sex, and they're blah, 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 blah.
I don't think
Everything's
it means
worse.
it's bad. I don't think it's going to cause a downfall of humanity. It's just different.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, and I guess that's a good way of thinking about it. Because a lot of people don't think that. A lot of people think that's like, oh, well, it's way worse than it ever was. And I don't necessarily think so. I think that it's just more of a... It's a different generation.
This does seem to be the first time, like, this happened, like, oh, our kids are listening to the radio. Orson Welles is going to rot their brains, you know?
Yeah, ban the Wizard of Oz in school library.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, like, I feel like this always happens, but this does seem to be the first time where the corporation behind it has been like, oh, come on, lay off. You know, like, what are we supposed to do? It's big, you know? Like, television introduces standards and practices, and they have time slots where certain content is run, and
Plus,
I don't know.
Elsa shouldn't have dressed that way.
Yeah.
If
She was
didn't
asking for it.
Yeah, she didn't want that
Gotten her hand
video
in
to
all that
happen.
glass.
That should have been. That's
Man.
some YouTube exec who's like super bro. He's like, bro, if she didn't want it, she shouldn't dress like that.
Yeah.
She wants it. She's teasing me.
My only concern is not. It is with the children watching it, but not because they think it's going to warp their brains or make a bad generation or anything like that. Humans are pretty malleable. It's just the fact that it seems like no one wants to step up and say, like, oh, right, fuck. This is real bad. We should have taken responsibility for this.
Much like
sooner.
the children that just saw Anna fuck the elk or whatever, YouTube is growing up.
Aw.
And YouTube really needs to start hiring a lot of people and start curating a lot more. And that was our lesson months ago when we talked about the original
I
Apocalypse.
get I agree with you, Lawrence. I feel like this is a system that's what?
No, isn't that the art from that
Tough
X-Men?
Enough.
Right?
No. There's a beat 'em up called Tough Enough.
Oh.
Sorry, the shoot 'em up has some
I was
weird
gonna
stuff.
say I have a feeling I could be wrong, but I think the YouTube Kids platform was something that was built purely out of a monetary decision. It wasn't someone going, you know who needs content?
Kids.
Like, I think things like Sesame Street at least came from a place where someone said, we should make an educational thing for children that they can watch that isn't, you know, it's like it's live action, but it's cartoon friendly. And so,
Exactly.
it's like there was actually like a soul behind it. Whereas this one, they said, we'll make a robot that can make us so much fucking money. Oh, shit.
Sesame Street had actual like educators working on its conception.
Right. But that's the difference between a show and a network.
Now it's like Todd from Princeton.
And it's hard for me to, my heart can only bleed so hard for someone who goes, fuck, we built this thing out of greed and now it's not working because kids keep watching pornography because people are animals. Like please, someone feel bad for me. I'm like, no, absolutely not.
I think it's so. Yes, greed obviously drives some of this. I think it's also the fact that YouTube. Originally, I think YouTube started as, hey, we want to make something where everybody can put their own stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like
there was no monetization when it started.
Right. We want
sure,
ways for
yeah.
people to. But then, when monetization starts getting in the way, then that obviously gets driven again by greed, like Adam was saying before. So it's just about curation. That's all it is. And I don't know why it's taken YouTube this long, or even maybe they weren't even trying to prevent it. That's the thing that sort of like scares me a little bit. Is that like what? I'm sure someone along the way. Although this sort of goes against my own rules about my own life, which is I've seen corporations time and time again know that something bad was happening for months or years and go, you know what? It doesn't matter because right now we're making a ton of money. And as long as we can hold this off, even with lawsuits that are coming, it won't matter because we're going to make money hand over fist. And the lawsuit will only be a fraction of that cost had we stopped it 5 years earlier.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the thing that worries me about YouTube, is that I would hope that YouTube would start working on things to prevent this rather than damage control every 6 months. I hope so. I don't know.
Yeah, no, Bruce, I think You're absolutely right. To me, the one thing I can't wrap my head around, the thing that to me that seems the most immoral, is YouTube making a kids app, knowing that it had no manual oversight.
Yeah.
And also knowing like by 2015 there were already some weird things happening on YouTube, and especially like that was like basically prime blow up for Gamergate. So that was, as I see it, that was kind of the first real weaponized mass manipulation of how the internet works, and like claiming control of hashtags, claiming control of search results, like I don't know what the term is, but where you basically like make Google float bad and misinformation about people to the top of the search pages, so you like ruin people's careers and shit like that. Those were all techniques that were like being proven to be very effective at that time. And for Google in that ecosystem to say, here's an app for kids, by the way, all of it's curated by AI. That to me is like, okay, that's not okay.
It's putting a little too much faith in our robot overlords.
Right.
Which has betrayed you time and time again in the past.
Yeah, no, I know. And that's what I'm saying. Like, when they learned about Adpocalypse, whatever. When Adpocalypse hit back in March, they should have been like, somebody should have been, raising the alarm on YouTube Kids. They've been like, whoa, there's all sorts of crazy shit over there. We need to fix that right now.
I mean, I'm sure they dealt with that since day one, and they're probably pulling their hair out. Like, I know that no matter what YouTube does or any other platform does, it's never perfect.
No,
because if it was, they would fire their entire engineering staff, and there wouldn't be job postings for new hires to improve the system.
How you wouldn't be so sensitive to the possibility of a class action lawsuit coming out of that, thinking that like, okay, well, at least with YouTube proper, we're complying to terms and agreements that are set that we are willingly using this platform. But with the kids, YouTube Kids, I'm sure that there are specific terms specifying like this is content that's appropriate for children, like it's safe for your children to come here. We as we YouTube 100% guarantee that. I don't know that those are their terms, but I would imagine that might be it.
I actually wonder.
You think they don't put that kind of language?
The more that you talk about that, the more I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if that disclaimer says something like, we're not responsible for what your kids
Maybe
see.
it's the opposite.
That's sort of YouTube's overall mantra ever since the Viacom thing. They're basically saying like, you can't sue us. You got to go after the content creator. We are just the platform.
Right.
We hold no responsibility for that. That is the terms of service you agree to when you sign up or you watch a video on our site. And they're like, oh, okay.
This is also sometimes like a Silicon Valley thing. Like, not the show, but like the place. Where they're like, we're geniuses.
We can make an algorithm.
Why aren't you genius too? Like they completely lose sight of the fact that most of the human population isn't as smart or aware or can navigate these things the same way they do, just because they are a city full of geniuses pushing the technological landscape forward. Like
I just have to imagine that in the promotional language for YouTube Kids, there has to be something pushing that this is a safe haven for your children to go to, and that makes them susceptible to some kind of legal action. I don't know.
I would, at least I would hope.
There's got to be a catch though. They knew that something. They're not so stupid that they think nothing would slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
So there's no way that they would put that up, promising, well, under legal recourse, that this is a safe environment. I don't know.
Let your kids watch Sesame Street on HBO.
Please.
Truly think Sesame Street is like the only content that's really okay for kids, especially toddlers.
What about Blue's Clues?
No.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
All right.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily buy into the conspiracy of it, although it is, to be frank, kind of fun to read. It is sort of a kind of like a cyberpunk milestone in my head of the mass manipulation of the human race via technology or whatever. I don't know if I buy into that being the case here, but it's stranger things have happened in this world, I guess.
Here's another important thing. I'm not anywhere close to being a parent, but I have a friend. She has a 5-year-old, and she was telling me that she's been showing her kid like old movies. And this thing I didn't even realize. Kids don't know what fucking year it is.
That's true.
They don't know when shit came out. They just know that there's something moving at 24 frames a second in front of them. So you as a parent can curate your own content. There's so much to choose from. And that's like, you could be your own TV. Parent TV.
a century's worth of content.
Well, I mean, so you're right, Adam, but the issue there is kind of, as I spoke to earlier, toddlers prefer choosing what they want to watch. They prefer that extra they prefer to exercise that control because they don't have any of it.
Sure.
And then
until they're 18, they're living under my roof. So.
Right. Well, so let's say you sit your kid down in front of Casablanca and they won't shut the fuck up. They just keep crying and yelling and rolling around on the ground.
You put Frozen in front of them.
So you just shove a tablet in their hands. They shut the fuck up so I can go masturbate, and then they find their way to Peppa Pig drinking bleach.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Get out of my house. I'm 4. Get out.
I mean, I'm not saying show your kids Casablanca. Like maybe The Princess Bride, or something a bit more kid friendly.
I think what Lawrence is saying, there's his empirical evidence to say that the child, no matter the content, may not potentially engage with it and may not serve the purpose of watching it or showing it to them because they didn't pick it.
Yeah.
But then what you do is you just hire some Silicon Valley nerd to take your hard drive that has 1,200 kid-friendly movies that you yourself have verified, and then put that on an app, and then you make the button on your iPad look like YouTube, so they go there and they can only watch the shit that you've approved, but they think that they're doing it. We gotta be smarter than the toddlers, people.
We'll call it James Tube.
If you let the toddlers win, man, we're in for it.
There's no Elsa stuff in hard netting this week, is there?
No.
That's a shame.
Oh, I wish there was.
I mean, I guess there might
hard.
be.
That's hard to prep for.
I hope not. I hope there isn't.
There's not. I don't want this video deleted. But I guess on that subject. So sometimes on the internet I find a thing that somebody's written, and I think, man, that was stated really well. That is poetry right there. And then I think there's one man I know who is excellent at reading poetry, and that's Bruce. So I'm gonna have Bruce read something.
Wait, Lawrence, shouldn't we do the ad read before we do it?
What time is it? Yeah, we should.
Pretty late.
Yeah, man.
We'll do a tease.
Time flies.
I'll
All right.
read it after this.
After I read this. Ooh, thanks for the achievement.
Forward.
Shit.
This podcast is all sponsored by Movement Watch, which, had I acknowledged my watch before, I would know what time it is. Because it says right there, we got 10 minutes left. We're going to go maybe 5 minutes over.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Time flies when you're playing a weird Japanese shoot 'em up.
That's not what's making time fly. It's the good conversation.
Yeah, there you go. So Movement is they're kind of I don't know if you call them rags to riches, but certainly some hardworking fellows who had a dream, and that dream is sticking reasonably priced and attractive watches on the wrists of everyone in America. And since we're coming up on gift-giving season, a watch is certainly not a bad idea for someone that may be hard to shop for. Maybe a father or mother or other person of elegance and taste in your life that you can't even think of what to get for them. And to that note, Movement has a gift-giving offer for you. With Movement, you can skip the crowds, standing in lines. Who needs any of that stuff? Shop online, for real, people. Why every year malls are still choked and I don't get it?
They are this year too. I've seen a ton of people.
How would you know that unless you were going?
I'll go past it.
Yeah.
And
Bruce and I
then
have been going to the mall because that's where the movie
maniacally.
theater is. And we have to get there really early to get our tickets to the movies before the seats fill up. So then we spend like 2 hours at the mall. Malls are back, baby.
Oh, great.
well, I encourage you to contribute to their decline by shopping at Movement for your holiday gifts. And they can help you enhance that. For $95, you can also get a free strap and placed in an elegant gift box sent directly to the recipient that you desire. And all that for starting at $95. And the designs are clean and nice. I like this. It's just black and silver, like my soul. And so if you got a father that you don't know what to buy for, I feel like that's a really good gift. And returns are free. So if they don't like it, who cares? Actually, wait, shipping is free.
He's a good parent.
I don't know about
and
returns.
son.
I know.
Well, hey, you got to express the effort. And then your dad's like, I don't want to watch. And you're like, well, all right then.
I did my best, Dad.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. See you next year. But you can get that deal by going to movement.com/dudesoup. That's mvmt.com/dudesoup. Any watch starting at $95, free strap, shipping is free, an elegant gift box. I want to see that gift box. I don't know how elegant it is, but I bet it's real elegant. So once more, movement.com/dudesoup. Thank you for your sponsorship, and thank you for the watch.
Give me that piece of paper.
All right. So here's a missive. This is 2 years back. This is
That's a great word.
from the height of Gamergate, actually. There's a reference to Anita Sarkeesian in this. So it is on the same topic of basically people figuring out that the wool has been pulled over their eyes and striving for freedom. So here you go, Bruce. A little Reddit comment for you. Hold on, let me do the thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have a header.
You could do. Gotta wait for it.
Is Bruce's glasses?
Yep,
Well, they are.
Those are my Coke bottle glasses.
All right, Bruce, take it away.
This is from Reddit commenter Marlos PKM 2 years ago. As ridiculous as my statement is going to sound, I'm pretty sure that Anita, Sarkeesian, is trying to prevent us from experiencing the joys of 2D women. The kind of joys many Japanese men who have rejected the pig, disgusting ways of 3D women already have. There is nothing more frightening to these feminists than the idea of a man finding emotional fulfillment through love of a robot, or the idea of a woman as opposed to an actual woman. Most of society is set up to shame men who don't fall in line and also fall in love with women. Men who haven't been approved by women are deemed other and rejected from society. The future waifus and the Hatsune Miku Oculus Rift sex experiences take away one of feminism and women's powerful weapons over the male gender, their dominance over sexuality. Once man is freed from the institutional forces which oppress him and force him to find purpose in the approval of women, he will be free to pursue his own dreams. Finally, men will have no need to fight over women, as they will have something that replaces them, the same way robots have replaced the male industrial workforce of the world. What? Wars will be ended, and we will achieve world peace. The masculine will be set free, allowed full creativity, and the world will enter a new enlightened age. We will explore Mars, Jupiter, and the furthest reaches of our solar system. Male and female will be united, working together towards a better future for humanity. But only if we can free ourselves first.
Wow. Thanks for writing that. Ruth.
Okay, so that was 2 years ago.
Yep.
So he may just not have had the /s to put at the bottom.
Yeah, maybe he was.
Maybe?
At the beginning, I was like, this guy's a prick.
It
At
has
the
to
end,
be-
I was like,
it has to be
he's
sarcastic.
talking about going to space.
It seems sarcastic.
It has to be sarcastic.
As he escalated it to
Look at Lawrence's
space.
face when he did it.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I've known people to, without a hint of irony, make that argument as sincerely as they can.
So
It demonstrates too much understanding of that mindset is the thing that gets me. Usually if somebody knows enough to think that sort of mindset is stupid, they don't understand it to the degree that that person did.
I guess that's
but-
all good parodies based on understanding
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mindset.
exactly.
True.
The only reason Louis C.K. was so funny is because he actually did masturbate in front of people.
Well,
great
yeah, I
point.
guess okay. We could be dealing with an amateur Louis C.K.
So does this guy jerk off to Hatsune Miku?
He
Yes,
better.
absolutely. Does he actually believe that jerking off to Hatsune Miku gets him to Mars? No, not necessarily.
Maybe not, yeah.
But that's part of
think
the
so.
well,
Either way, we'll never know.
yeah. Part of the let us masturbate to anime and make America great again mindset is that if you remove all those distractions, then the right people will make the earth good for you. That's not you though. Mm-hmm. It's everyone else that are the smart people. I get to ride on their coattails as long as all the other people are gone.
Right.
Well, I also love the implication that you've been shackled for so long.
By women?
The male gender. If only we had an opportunity to fly.
If women stop depressing men as much as they do,
With their ridiculous control.
Why won't
of
they
sex.
stop, Elise?
I don't know. I'll mention it at the next secret meeting and see if we can work something out.
I need to get in those meetings.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I
You
do.
don't want to be seen.
All right, let's net hard.
All
That,
right.
I mean, that was pretty hard net, but we can do better. Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Adam, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to stop playing.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
darn! Is the nightmare over?
I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Boy, that overlays. Ugh. Okay, so, God,
Goodbye, Link.
I
Why
was
is
there
it?
10 minutes ago.
Why is it doing that?
Because it's the Steam
Dial-up.
browser.
the game is very
Processing
intense. Yeah.
attention.
Close the game.
How many threads do your CPU have? Not enough. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Omegaverse Genetics.
Yeah,
was
that's-
Wow, I
last
remember
week's
that one.
Victor.
Yeah, that was a good one.
If you'll recall, listeners and viewers, that is the manner by which Omegas in the Omegaverse can perpetuate their genetics versus the Alpha and Betas of the world. Omegas, as we all know, are self-lubricating men who can get pregnant. I'm gonna stack that up against the Fat World Wiki. So it's pretty much what it sounds like. Welcome to the Fat World Wiki. It's a collaborative project based on the fictional yet fantastical alternate reality created by Fan 2000.
Oh,
at
it's a bunch of
DeviantArt.
celebrities that are fat instead of skinny.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
are these
Jennifer
only
Fat
women?
Lawrence?
Good
Jennifer.
question.
Are there men on this?
Well, Genesis Rodriguez, is that a woman?
It's got to be a woman.
It looks like a woman. Okay, hold on. Jennifer Stone, Eden
I
Scher.
don't look like there's a Jennifer Lawrence yet.
That's it? Oh, this is just last activity.
Yeah.
We have to see the whole gallery.
Let's see. Is this a random page on Fat World or random page? Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Ah, I have Cupquake.
yeah.
Yep. She's in the Fat
Are
World
we on
Wiki.
this?
I has too many cupquakes.
Yeah,
Actually, this
popular
individual.
pages, most visited articles. Taylor Swift, of course.
Of course. Emma
Taylor,
Watson.
not so swift.
Nice.
There she is.
Oh, she looks good fat.
Yes, she does, Bruce.
What?
It's true. Emma
Well,
Watson.
hold on, there's an above average.
They just stretched
What's
the...
above average?
Oh, let's see.
They just stretched that out. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
No, they
they
added a
cheated.
chin.
Mars, Lita, Mickey James.
Who are those people?
Stephanie McMahon.
Mickey
Barbara Blank.
Okay, so these are all WWE
Oh.
people.
All right.
That's good.
So the thing to note about Fat World Wiki is not only is it a collection of pictures, but it's also histories of their weights and how they have put on weight.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Do they talk about how much food they ate?
Let's see.
Hold on, after. Women like Angelina. No, yeah. Her current weight is 470 pounds. It doesn't say how she
Yeah.
became fat.
It's more about how their fat interacts with
470 pounds. That's not 470 pounds.
AJ Lee. Why are they, yeah, I don't understand the above average thing. They're all wrestlers.
I don't
for
like
some
that they
reason.
stretch the
It makes them look
aspect
fatter.
ratio.
It's awesome.
I know.
It's
Stacey
lazy though.
It is lazy.
Some of these photoshops.
Wow.
A little to be desired.
Oh, there's a blog?
Can you?
Let's check the blog.
Wish you could see the traffic.
Hi, mine.
Oh,
is
Fan 2000
amazing.
in 2013. Hi to everyone who's been working on this wiki based on my work, Fat World. I want to thank everyone for your contributions so far. I've always been intending to create a dictionary or reference sheet to give everyone who has enjoyed Fat World a sense of how much celebrity in our world weigh in the alternate universe I created. And even if they are celebrities, wait.
Every time I see a post like this, when there's like zero engagement on it, I just imagine someone standing on a small hill out in the middle of a desert and like, thank you everyone for
Yeah.
coming. It's been very nice.
It's a nobody?
Yeah. Well, anytime we see like a tweet that has like no favorites, no replies, no retweets, and someone's just like, right guys? Can you believe this administration? And it's just like guy on top of the hill screaming.
Cicely Strong got a Fat
Oh,
World.
really?
Who's that?
Her.
SNL.
Oh.
She's really funny.
Yeah.
Hey, Vera Farmiga. They spelled it wrong. It's supposed to be Vera Farmiga, but...
There she is. She currently weighs 390 pounds.
Oh, so that's the only thing they show is
In
that their
Fat World.
weight. They don't really show how they got fat. It just shows their weight.
Well,
Yeah.
it looks like depending on the person, there's more elaborate posts written about them.
I
What
still,
about Elsa?
I still want to see...
Good question.
I want to see the exposition as to how this person gained so much weight. That's what I want.
Well, yeah, food. I'm gonna say.
How can you specifically search Fat World?
Maybe if I search for
on-
Elise.
Oh, that'd be good.
There's no way.
You think you're on Fat World?
There's no way
I hope
Elise
so.
or Funhaus is on here.
But we will be now.
Well, yeah,
Because
definitely.
somebody will add it.
No.
Damn.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
You can't
Try
win them all.
Funhaus.
Okay. Hopefully it's tagged appropriately. That'd be nice. I think this may not have been updated
Sandra Oh, though.
since
Wow.
we.
She's
since we
basically
joined.
one
We
of us.
we will be on this site in a week.
I hope.
Well, after people.
There
see
she
this.
is.
But it's still only women. Are there any men?
540
found a single man.
pounds.
So Fat World is just a world where women are fat.
Oh,
me-
is one
let
of
me
the
try
three
this.
most prominent actresses on Grey's due to her ability and high weight. That's what it said.
Oh, really?
High weight.
It's good.
Well, see, what he's saying is this whole alternate
Oh,
universe,
there's a lot of women on here.
Christina Ricci.
Values.
you have to be fat in
Yeah.
order to be a celebrity.
It values it. Amy Poehler,
Daphne Zuniga.
Catherine
pages.
Zeta-Jones,
Spaceballs.
Oh,
Eliza Dushku,
Whoa! Megan Fox!
Gina
Elizabeth
what about
Olsen.
like Melissa McCartney?
Oh, yeah, because she's normally fat. I see.
McCarthy?
McCarthy, but yeah, we know what you
Whatever.
meant.
Let's see.
M.
Let's Steam browser's chugging a little bit.
Yeah, what is
Okay.
wrong with it?
Melissa McCarthy, there she is.
She's just fatter. Yeah,
Whoa.
she's fatter. Yeah.
755 pounds.
They doubled it.
Due to her
job.
pregnancies and the weight-friendly nature of Mike and Molly, McCarthy weighs in at 755 pounds.
Is she actually the cousin of Jenny McCarthy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
absolutely is.
Today
they
I
don't-
learned, thanks to Fat World.
There she is. She's also in the fat world. She's 650
I
pounds,
had no idea.
Wait, 650? That's not.
which she credits to her pregnancy and help from cousin Melissa McCarthy.
Wow.
There you go.
Cousins stick
How
together.
do you like that?
Did this guy write all of these? No way.
No, because he was
It's a
thanking
wiki.
his contributors.
yeah, there you go.
Tips and guidelines for
Just-
contributions.
I wish there were some dudes on here too.
I do, too.
I think
I do,
it's.
too. I
I think
agree.
they're stifling them.
I
Oh, here we
agree.
go.
I mean,
It's an alternate history timeline.
There's a
Unlike
reason
normal
there are no
alternate history
dudes.
timelines, Fat World is basically our world, but with a vast majority of women fat. While the large wholesale changes in history haven't occurred in Fat World, there are minor differences. And here are some culture examples. In the 1970 AFL NFL merge saw the Atlanta Falcons, Minnesota Vikings, and
This guy
Saints
thought about it.
moved to the AFL instead of the Colts, Browns, and Steelers. Okay. Some interesting side effects that the Raiders stayed in Oakland, never ventured to LA. What does that have to do with Fat World? Whatever.
No,
Butterfly effect.
This is the stuff that he loves.
Yeah.
So he's putting in the stuff that he loves. That's why he wrote in the DeLorean Motor Company.
Still one of the greatest first
Because he
companies.
loves DeLoreans.
Well, you know
WCW
why?
wasn't purchased by WWF anymore. It was
What
a
was it?
.com billionaire.
Oh.
But you know why?
Why?
The
Why?
DeLorean?
Why?
Because it was a car made entirely of steel. It weighed like 4 times as much as any other car, which is one of the reasons it failed.
So it could carry fat
It could
people.
support.
Well, if anything, it's a fat car.
Was it steel or was it made of aluminum?
Either way, it was metal and it was really heavy, and
was
everyone
really-
was
it was
like,
really
"This is
heavy.
a disaster."
It was really heavy. I remember.
Okay, so Orion Pictures is still operating. Thank God.
Good. I'm glad.
Anna Nicole Smith is still alive.
But is she fat?
She's the heaviest mobile woman in the world.
Okay.
And one of the most
Heaviest
successful
mobile
women in Hollywood. Makes sense.
Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt are still married.
Have children together. Okay, so our last example, because not all celebrities in our world will be celebrities in Fat World. Celebrities in our world fall under the following categories in Fat World: famous and fat, not famous and fat, famous and not fat, not famous and not fat.
But I haven't seen any not fat people.
I haven't yet.
I love this so much.
Famous fashion models in Fat World are actually BBW models and pay site stars in our world. Okay.
How much do they weigh?
Fan 2000 has the final say. As you are contributing, please keep in mind that Fan 2000 has final editorial say on what is
That
written,
makes sense.
especially when it comes to weight.
created
Too many
it.
cooks in the kitchen otherwise.
The man on top of the hill by himself going, "These are final."
Yeah.
A steer just kind of looks at him. Who?
So Fan 2000, you out of your mind has been brilliance. Brilliance born. He's imagined an entire world of fat women, and I like that.
Man, I like this a lot. Boy, oh boy, do I like this a lot. Omegaverse is way too complicated. I know what this is.
It's simple. That's what I like about it.
Who's that?
Are we
That's your thumbnail.
Jennifer Stone.
Right there.
That's your thumbnail.
Yeah, let's take it to a vote.
deliberations?
Omegaverse Genetics versus Fat World. James, how are you casting your vote?
I'm going to cast my vote for Omegaverse because I feel like Omegaverse contains directions. Like there's a guideline there.
Yeah.
Whereas Fat World is just pure fantasy. It doesn't accurately convey how we reach this point. And how we could better improve our world to mimic Fat World.
Fair. There's no aspiration. Bruce, what do you think?
I'm voting for Fat World.
Okay.
But I'm going to vote for Fat World because it's so accepting. It allows anyone to imagine that they are a celebrity in Fat World, no matter their weight.
Well, no.
Doesn't have any skinny people.
No men either.
men.
Just women.
Skinny people are in Fat World. They just don't warrant
I didn't see
Wikipedia
one person
pages.
of color.
I would
on
say it
there,
discriminates more than the current world.
Well, hold on a minute.
Oh, do they have a... never mind.
Oh, she looks good.
Yeah, she does.
Nice.
Looks real good.
Look, she's eating a hot dog there.
Good skin. Angelina Jolie, you're killing it. Adam, what do you think?
I'm going Fat World.
All right, it's 2-1.
What about Elise?
Yeah, Elise.
I'm gonna go Omega with
Uh-oh.
the expectation that Lawrence will choose Fat World.
No, I don't get to choose.
He doesn't.
Oh,
he
the
doesn't
audience
have
votes. That's
Yeah,
right.
now- now-
so
Oh,
now
the
we do
audience
the-
will
now we
totally
do the straw
vote.
poll.
They'll totally vote for
We
Fat
pushed
World.
it. We pushed it to a
They
vote.
gotta vote for Fat World.
They will.
So, audience, you
What?
have,
They got it. It's great.
you have a whole week. I'm gonna take this time to remind you guys. This isn't about like making fun of anyone.
No.
So don't dogpile on anyone. Don't point and laugh. Everyone's into their own thing.
We're celebrating.
Fan 2000 loves big ladies.
Darby Stanchfield. Who is that?
I don't know.
She's in Scandal.
Not
She-
enough
she's in
people are
Mad
named.
Men.
Not enough people are named
200
Darby.
pounds?
That doesn't seem very fat. I'm gonna
That's
be
not
honest.
That's what I
200
would.
pounds.
Is she 4'3"?
Oh, okay.
She could
Maybe
be
she's
fat.
very short.
Whom?
Who is that?
Some person
Native of
Fat
Brooklyn.
World walked by on the street.
Oh, she was in the Tester.
Oh, the tester.
What?
Okay.
Co-holder
Okay.
of 5 Guinness World Records for gaming.
Gotcha.
Oh, she's a
right.
gamer. Okay, got it.
Nice.
Understood.
Yeah, the random seems to go to like gaming YouTube channels.
British actress and singer-songwriter.
That's why we need to get in there.
This is great.
Yeah, there's no dudes.
I really like this a lot.
All right, well, we have a tie. So, because the validity of Hard Nettin cannot be impugned, it goes to you, the audience. So there will be a link in the description, and this applies to the audio feed, YouTube video, if you're watching on RT, all that stuff. There should be a link there. Punch it on over to Straw Poll, which cannot be hacked. Russians try. You can't do it.
Unlike our elections,
Got
straw
'em.
poll is infallible.
We should just elect presidents via straw poll. Silly.
Great idea.
Man, phone vote? That'd be great.
Like American Idol.
No.
More people voted in American Idol.
Text hashtag election. Pick your new president.
Can they sing? I want to see. Oh, Mia
Oh,
Hamm.
Mia Hamm.
Everybody
They should
remembers
use
Mia
Wow.
Hamm.
Get it? There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
Well, thank you for listening to Dude Soup, everybody. Yeah, we didn't come to much of a conclusion about Elsa-gate because it's kind of still in play. Who knows what's going to happen?
They can't write that. His hands weight has ballooned to 360
Not
pounds.
fair. It seems like
It's Fat World. She's allowed.
Yeah.
Doesn't balloon's a wrong word.
We'll catch you next week. I always appreciate you tuning in. This show is a lot of fun, so appreciate your time and attention. Hopefully it was entertaining or educational. If you found it either of those things, I'd appreciate it if you could recommend it to a friend or just leave us a review on a podcast site, whatever, what have you. But hey, man, just being here is enough. I always appreciate that. Susan Sarandon. Looking good.
Look what you could have had, Tim Robbins, you monster.
She's noted for her social and political activism.
She's got, like, a really
for
young
variety of
boyfriend
liberal
now.
causes.
Oh, it's got her daughter linked right in there.
And weighs 450 pounds.
Think her daughter can outweigh her?
Let's find out.
Nice.
480, just barely.
Wow.
Just barely.
She's got youth on her side.
She'll slow down eventually. All right, thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next week. And if you're watching live, stick around. We got the post show coming right up.
Bye.
That's what it is. It's an investment in your family, and that's the thing too. It's like it doesn't seem like greed that way. That's
Right.
When you apply certain like objective terms to how people view things, it muddles everything up. So when you say this person's being greedy, they're thinking, no,
They're thinking about their
I
family.
want to make sure that my family is protected.
Yeah.